Anish was a government employee. After a lot of struggle, he finally got a job in the railway department. However, while Anish was thrilled to have gotten the job, there was also a sense of dread in his eyes, because his job was not at an ordinary railway station, but at one of the most dangerous railway stations in India. This station had been notorious for its haunting stories, and its name was Begun Kodari Railway Station. The station was so dangerous that in the past few years, anyone who had worked there had met with an untimely death. Anish had heard stories about this station from his grandmother and mother since his childhood, but now that his job had been placed there, he couldn't back out due to his family's financial situation. He had no choice but to accept this position. One day, Anish's supervisor told him, "From now on, your duty schedule has changed. You will be working the night shift, and you'll have to manage the whole platform alone at night." Anish was confused and asked, "But sir, I was assigned the day shift. Why the sudden change? I can't stay alone at this railway station at night. You know how dangerous it is." The supervisor responded, "This is your job, Anish. Sometimes you'll have to work the day shift and sometimes the night shift. And as for the station, you'll have to get used to it. Don't worry, no one even dares to open the windows of the trains here at night. Just stay inside your cabin and don't venture out." Anish felt uneasy, but he had no other choice. That evening he got ready and left his quarters at 9:30 p.m. The station wasn't far, so he reached the station just before 10 p.m. Upon reaching the cabin, he saw that his predecessor, Jugal Sir, was about to leave. He packed his bag, patted Anish on the shoulder, and left. Once he was alone, Anish felt an overwhelming sense of unease. To distract himself, he started playing music on his phone and laid back on the chair, closing his eyes. But suddenly, he heard a strange voice calling his name. "Anish, Anish," the voice echoed. Startled, he opened his eyes and looked around the cabin, but there was no one there. The cabin was eerily quiet. He tried to calm himself down and played a song on his phone. The music sounded strange, and its language and tone were unfamiliar. Suddenly, the volume increased so much that it felt like his eardrums would burst. He reached for his phone to turn off the music, but the screen went completely black, and he couldn't switch it off. Suddenly, the sound stopped, and there was a knock at the cabin door. It was odd because there was no one on the platform at that hour. His heart raced as he asked, "Who's there? Who is it?" A voice from outside said, "Please, open the door. They will kill me." Anish thought it was a trick, but then he heard a woman's voice crying for help. Feeling a strange urge to help, Anish opened the door. There stood a beautiful girl, as pale as milk, her beauty almost ethereal. She immediately began to plead, "Please, hide me here tonight. My family will kill me if they find me." Anish, taken aback, asked, "But why are you so scared? What happened?" She explained, "I was planning to run away with my lover, Gopal. We loved each other, but my father found out. Gopal somehow managed to escape, but I'm stuck here. Please don't call the police. If my family finds me, they will kill me. Help me until morning. Gopal will come to take me away once the sun rises." Anish agreed to help her. "You're shivering. Sit here, I'll bring you some tea." He went to the kitchen to prepare the tea. As he was bringing it back, he heard her scream loudly. He dropped the cup in shock, thinking her family had found her. He rushed out of the kitchen, but when he reached his cabin, the door was open and the girl was gone. There were traces of blood on the floor. Confused, Anish ran to the side of the cabin, where he again heard the girl's scream. When he reached her, he was horrified to see her sitting on the ground, holding an axe, and mercilessly striking something with it. What had happened to the sweet, pleading girl who had asked for his help? Anish couldn't believe his eyes. The girl was now covered in blood, her face disfigured with only dark, hollow eyes staring at him. She had a sinister smile on her face, showing sharp black teeth. She was eating the flesh of a body that lay before her. Overcome with fear, Anish stood frozen, his legs refusing to move. The girl then let out a chilling laugh and ran away. Anish, still trembling with fear, decided to check the body, thinking he should alert the authorities. But when he reached the body, his heart stopped. The body lying before him was his own. The next morning, when Anish regained consciousness, he found himself sitting in his cabin, hearing loud noises from the platform. He went outside and saw a crowd gathered around a body. Anish, terrified, pushed through the crowd to see the body. To his shock, it was his own lifeless body. Just like every other officer posted at this railway station, Anish had met his end. If you ever get the chance to spend a night at this railway station, would you dare come here? Perhaps just like Anish, a girl might come to you asking for help.